POV you 1 year ago? Oh my gosh, that is so cool! POV you now. Oh, that is so cool!
At the beginning of August, I went to Japan with my family. We went there on a United flight. A big shout out to United. They took us into the cockpit at on a 787. It was really awesome, especially as a pilot taking the boys into here. Really cool. Look, fuel switches. Anyway, it was really exciting going to Japan, especially because we took the Meta glasses. So in this video, I'm going to break down what it was like using the Meta glasses on a trip and whether or not they're worth buying, sort of what the use of them is actually. First things first, Japan, really clean. That's what everybody's always going to say. It's also really hot in August. Don't recommend going for a run in August. You're highly likely, I feel like, to get heat stroke. The Toyota Alphard is probably one of the most amazing cars ever. It's like the Uber of Japan. It is so cool. And I have to say, Tokyo itself, I was a little surprised just how commercialized Tokyo itself has gotten. Like, it felt a little bit like a, dare I say, a downtown, like Beverly Hills almost, a lot of portions of Tokyo. And I think that's partly because you really have a city that desires appealing to Chinese tourists who are going to spend money on, goods, basically, like trying to get access to, French brands or US brands or whatever. And so you have a lot of these really big brands and stores and streets, and just sort of the bigger part of the town of Tokyo. It's city town of Tokyo. It's a city of 14 million people. Really, I have to say, one of our favorite moments, honestly, were leaving Tokyo, because it just felt a little too commercialized. And that's one thing I think we probably did wrong. We didn't leave Tokyo until the last day of our trip, with the exception of Disneyland Tokyo, which was great. On the last day of our trip, we went on sort of a Mount Fuji exploration, or however you might call it. I've got the Meta glasses. Mind you, it's hot. So everywhere you're going to see me in like short shorts and a tank top. And this was early in the morning, so you couldn't even see Mount Fuji until later in the day. But leaving Tokyo was our favorite part. So going to Japan, great. Leaving Tokyo was the best, because then you could actually go to some of the smaller towns. And even though, you're still going to have some of the touristy kind of elements of even smaller towns, it's nice to see smaller, more kind of natural features, like growing these gourds or whatever in smaller towns or areas of the areas like a couple hours outside of Tokyo. And I personally wish we spent more time doing that than focusing on the commercial aspect of where our hotel was, because we're really much, when we travel, we kind of like to stay in one place. We don't like to move that much, but we really enjoyed traveling out to go check out, temples. There's a limit to obviously how much of that you want to do, or monuments, or again, Mount Fuji, whatever. These things were really exciting to me. And escaping the big city, I wish we planned more of it. Like, for example, we went to this ice cave, they call it, and I filmed it with the Meta glasses. So the Meta glasses, this is where we'll touch on them a little bit. They're really great for like giving you this point of view that you're not going to get otherwise. This is us walking down into the ice cave, and I'm holding on to the railing. So you don't really want to hold your phone and film at the same time. You certainly don't want a DSLR. Understanding that the film quality of a tiny set of glasses like the Meta glasses is going to deteriorate in the darkness. The Meta glasses were the most clutch feature of this trip, in my opinion, because they really gave us this memory or point of view that you really can't capture otherwise, or just wouldn't capture otherwise. So I'll go through some of these other images here. These are images or photos straight from the Meta glasses, which is remarkable. And so they give you this perspective. This actually was the phone. I could tell because it's the wide angle here. I did take it out. This was a Meta Glasses shot, so it gives you a comparison. Meta Glasses shot here, and then a phone shot here, phone shot here, phone shot here of me wearing the Meta Glasses. One downside of the Meta Glasses is you can't get photos of yourself, right? Here's sort of the ice cave with the Meta Glasses on. You can see kind of the little blocks of ice or whatever. So, it's unique. There are cool things to see outside of downtown Tokyo, right? But there are things that we got to talk about with the Meta Glasses that were the absolute game changer. And they don't have to be Meta. I think in the future, you're going to have Microsoft glasses, Apple glasses. You'll have Google glasses. Warby Parker will have glasses. Meta is apparently coming out with glasses that'll have a little, insert. What we were just looking at it, the Hypernova is what they're supposed to be called. Meta to unveil Hypernova smart glasses and strategic play for augmented reality. Probably to pop up notifications, counter notifications, timers, text messages, whatever. Combined with potentially these $800 AR glasses would be some form of wristband to kind of control them. I'm not entirely sure what additional benefits there will be for these, because to me, going on vacation with camera glasses is what everybody should do. Because what you don't want is to be in a new place and then not take pictures and document your experience. What I found when I went running one morning in Tokyo, I'll show some photos here. I went running one morning in Tokyo, and I wanted to take a lot of photos, but I probably only took a fraction of the photos that I would have had I had my Meta Glasses. And so I didn't on this run. And these were just some things that I saw as I ran through Tokyo, which it's fine to run in the morning. I really enjoyed running in the morning. As soon as it gets to the afternoon or midday, it's a disaster. It's totally dead. That's one thing that I thought was really unique about Tokyo. Really, really dead. Like in the mornings. Coffee shops don't even open until like 6:30 or 7. And I'm like, dude, in the States, coffee shops open at like 4:30 or 5 in the morning. So there's really like this quiet respect for peace. And these are all photos that I took with my phone. The vending machines are great, but you really have to Apple Pay make sure you get one of those transit cards on your phone. And then you could use more of the vending machines. Most places take tap to pay, but for places that don't take tap to pay, you would want this. Let me show it here. Oh, here, I'll use this one right here. Whatever this is on screen, Suica thingy majiggy here. That's pretty useful. Suica, whatever. Not only for getting through the subway, although Uber is fantastic there. You don't even need to use the trains if you just want to Uber. The Ubers are super cheap. They're good. They're professional drivers, really nice, clean cars. But this is great for even using the vending machines. But anyway, so I found as I was kind of like on a run, everything's super dirt cheap too, by the way. I mean, it's remarkable. I mean, these are all like 90-cent drinks or 80-cent drinks. It's like ridiculously cheap. So, super barren, quiet if you go on an early morning run. But I found I probably took a fraction of the pictures that I would have, because every time I saw something, I had to kind of go through this moment of, do I really want to stop and take out my phone right now and take a picture? And that's where I realized the Meta Glasses were such a game changer. And again, it doesn't have to be Meta. I don't really care about the Meta aspect of it. The translation product on the Meta Glasses doesn't work for Japanese, so I couldn't take a picture of Japanese writing to translate it. I couldn't, translate with Japanese because it doesn't support it yet. The AI technology is kind of trash. But really what the game changer for me was how quickly I could go to take pictures with this. And that's what I really enjoyed. In fact, it got so extreme that Jack kind of made a meme out of it. And he would always joke. And I videoed him saying it at one point. He would always joke like, oh, this is Kevin with AI glasses versus, the old school video Kevin. And the old school video Kevin is you're somewhere and you decide, okay, I got to go take a picture. So you pause what you're doing. You take out your phone. You open up the camera app. You got to get your Face ID to work. You put your password in, and then you can take the picture. Now, all of that can happen fast if it's not glitching out or whatever. I'm trying to find that jack segment. I can't find it right now. But anyway, it's so much faster when you're just wearing these because you just pushed a button right here. So as you're around looking at whatever, the way this functionally works is if you want to take a picture, you just press the button on the side. Here, let me do this. Let's go to this one. You press the button on the side and you're going to see a little light flash. See this little light flash right here? This is just sort of your warning that somebody's either taking a picture or a video. And if you hold it, it'll blink longer and slower because now it's filming a video. Now, what's really cool about the video filming portion is it'll film about 3 minutes of video or 1 minute, depending on what you set it for. That does mean you have a little bit of delay in terms of, hey, like I got to get through, what's it called? Like if you got to get through a longer segment and you're going to go film for more than 3 minutes, you have to repeatedly continue to film. I mean, frankly, at that point, you should just take out your phone. So I didn't run into that too much, but if you wanted to make a longer form video, that could potentially be a little bit more annoying. What I really enjoyed it for was the point of view angles that you're just not going to get otherwise. So I'll give an example here. I went bowling the other day and used the Meta glasses because I thought, okay, let me try to use this as a point of view tool. And it's the same thing that you're going to have on vacation. It's what's it like reliving a point of view? And that is the hardest thing to kind of capture in life is like, what was it like seeing a certain thing through your own eyes? And that's one of the benefits you get with these glasses. So take a look at, I'll throw this up on screen. This is me going bowling. And I kind of like coach myself through this, and you're not going to hear it, but in the video I say like, all right, I'm looking at the right pin. I'm going to aim for that second arrow. But this gives you a POV of how functional these glasses are when you're doing something with both your hands. So in this case, obviously, holding a bowling ball, standing there with both hands, come back, guide the ball, and go for the strike. Yeah. Like these things are awesome. And so big fan of the glasses for those points of view. For example, we went through this Tokyo kind of more touristy thing. These are Meta glasses going through one of these like, I don't know, art exhibits or studios or whatever. Again, it's like a little touristy of a thing, but it's kind of cool. And when it's well lit, these glasses are fantastic. It goes night. It's like you're reliving your Tokyo experience, right? So here you can see photos. Actually, here's another video. That's not bad for being glasses. This obviously an iPhone because you could see me recording actually because you've got the little light on in the Meta glasses. One thing to note is if you cover up the Meta glasses light, the little notification light, they'll stop recording. They won't work. So you have to use that light. I do think everybody should have glasses like this. It doesn't have to be Meta. And the battery life is decent. If you're filming a lot, like if you're constantly filming, your battery life's probably 45 minutes if you're constantly filming. Like I filmed this when I did my Tesla Robotaxi review, and battery life was about 45 minutes of straight filming. And so every time I bring them somewhere, I just bring the battery case with me. The battery case is actually pretty decent. It's really just a nice way to keep your glasses protected. And it's just a USB-C case, kind of a must-have. And I just keep this in my backpack. And I don't think this has ever died, the battery in the battery case. So it's really good at just continuously recharging the phone when you take little breaks. But we'll go back to more examples of this here. So again, if you get the lighting, these are all Meta glasses. It's decent. In this case, I'm actually holding my phone as a flashlight and then taking a picture with the Meta glasses. Not bad. Some of them, though, you could see, like, you can kind of see where the struggle is. The camera technology just isn't fantastic yet. Again, if you got lighting, great. Gives you that POV of some of these different art installations or, whatever, which is kind of cool. It also gives you the POV of doing things So if I go, let me see, do I climb this with the glasses on? I do. So this is cool. Here's Jack, Max, and myself climbing across this barrier. I wouldn't be able to film this with a phone because I'm holding on to two ropes. This is another example where, doing things with the glasses gives you these memories that you wouldn't otherwise capture. And I think on a vacation, this is where, or when you're spending time with family or friends, this is when you really want to capture those moments with your family. You don't want to lose those experiences. So again, Japan, very, very clean. Loved where we stayed. We stayed at the Tokyo Edition hotel, which I'll show some pictures of it here in just a moment. This hotel I thought was fantastic. However, it's in like a financial part of the hotel. Oh, this is cool, by the way, as well. Like when you go to get breakfast, when you're filming with the glasses, it feels much more natural to film people and not like hold a camera on their face. And so it's like, hey, it's obvious he's filming because the little thing's flashing, but you kill that awkwardness. This is their buffet. The buffet was amazing. Every morning included. Like, shout out to the Tokyo Edition. It was so good. And they had included food, great meals if you wanted prep meals, great view outside. But again, this is all, Meta Glass here, just sort of filming the approach to the table over here. And I think it's so fun because again, like, when do you film this sort of angle? And so big shout out to, this is a Marriott hotel. Big shout out to them. # not sponsored. Neither of the Meta Glasses, worth noting, the Meta Glasses are not sponsored either. How much I talk about them, they may as well be. But this is an out of Meta Glass shot of Lauren. That's phone. Also phone. Another out of Meta Glass photo. Not bad. So that's good. Let's get some more photos here. So the hotel was fantastic. Really enjoyed that. Experiencing the madness of like the Nintendo store with the Meta Glasses. Kind of cool. Gotta go there. The Nintendo store, I think, was worth going, but very busy. This was probably one of the busiest areas of Tokyo. And again, very commercialized. That, I think, again, was one of the things that disappointed me a little bit, was we spent too much time in Tokyo. Tokyo Disney, highly worth it, mind you. Big fan of Tokyo Disney. I'll pull up some photos of Tokyo Disney here. For Tokyo Disney, there are two types of express passes that you can get. Priority pass, that's it. There's priority pass and premier access. But what you do when you go to Disney is you have to get both. The priority access runs out of slots fast. So you have to do that every hour, and Premier you can pay for. It's like $50 to basically, get the fast pass for each ride. Every hour on the hour, you set a reminder on your phone. Every hour on the hour, you could rebook the Premier access for a fee and get essentially nearly front of the line, maybe 10-minute wait on each ride, even if the waits are like an hour, hour and a half. Totally worth doing that every hour on the hour, because they don't have like a universal fast pass or express pass that you could just use all day long like you could at Six Flags or whatever. And then the priority one is free, but it books up. By the time you get to like 11 o'clock, you're just not going to be able to book anymore. So you really have to be there at open, knock out the free priority passes. And that's the strategy for Tokyo Disney. But Tokyo Disney, personally, I thought it was nicer than Disney Paris and Disney California. Whatever. California Disney, what do you call it? Anyway, the California Disney, not as nice as this one. Disney World in Florida, obviously, beats. All these glasses, these shots, by the way, these are all just shots with the Meta Glasses. And so it's so exciting for me because everywhere I go, I'm just like snap, snap, snap. I'm just snapping pictures of all these rides. And it's so great for capturing those little moments of joy in the kids' faces that you wouldn't otherwise get on a phone because you don't always have your phone out and you're not dealing with constant editing. One thing to know is the Meta Glass photos, they sync automatically with your camera roll. So over time, when you plug your thing, your Meta Glasses in at home to charge them or whatever, they sync automatically and they just shows up in your camera roll. So you don't even have to worry about like importing or SD cards or all that kind of crap that you would otherwise have to deal with. I also talked about this previously where I made I wasn't allowed to take my Insta360 onto Tower of Terror. So I just used the Meta Glasses and I filmed the experience of being on the Tower of Terror and getting Jack's reaction, getting Max's reaction, getting the people in the actual Tower of Terror. I think it's so cool. Meta Glasses. Again, it doesn't have to be Meta. It could be any company because I don't think the Meta AI is like particularly, something to die for. But I also compared the Meta Glasses to my Insta360 camera. Let me see here. These are my Meta Glasses. So you'll be able to see the difference in quality. Meta Glasses on Splash Mountain. So the cool thing here is I just turn them on to start recording right before the big moment that matters. And then I don't have to edit anything. So right before the big drop, you just turn on the recording and you start recording. Disney, a really great experience, by the way, in Disneyland, Tokyo. Really, really enjoyed it. But then I'm holding the Insta360 here. But like, what a pain in the butt. So compare now, though, the quality. Obviously, you're going to get a better quality in the Insta360. The downside, if you're the only one wearing AI glasses on a trip, is you don't get you in the pictures, right? It's always everyone else. I'm okay with that because like I don't need to be in all the photos. I always get embarrassed, especially when I'm wearing like shorts and a tank top because it's freaking hot. Like everybody's sweating, right? But whatever. This is the Insta360 version just to compare. So the quality is obviously going to be better. And in post, I can edit over to get the reactions of everyone, which I think is cool. But I would get that POV with the Meta Glasses. See, like Jack's smile right here. He's like, oh my gosh, look how wet your glasses are. Like, it's cool seeing it from this angle. But I'll tell you, it's much more like dad mode satisfying to see this face, right? Like, watch this reaction. To see this reaction right here, these faces from that POV, you can't recapture that. You can't get that on a phone. So in the future, really, like, everybody should have glasses with cameras. I don't know that the little HUD inserts will really be that big of a deal. We'll go through some more pictures here. Okay, more pictures. Obviously, if I'm in them, they are iPhone pics. Oh, one thing to know about the Meta Glasses. This is really confusing. Okay. When you take a photo with the Meta Glasses, there is a delay. So, when you put them on and you go to take a picture, it'll make a shutter sound, like a like it took the photo, but it's actually going to take the photo about 3/4 of a second before the chick, which is really annoying. So that's a nuance that I didn't like. Like, I feel like when the shutter goes, that's when the picture should happen. But it's really like the camera goes, okay, I took the picture. Now I'm going to tell Kevin I took the picture. So there's about a 3/4 of a second delay between picture taken and when you hear the sound, which is annoying. And then another annoyance is, okay, I want you to like look at these glasses here. Which of the here, where do you think the picture is going to take? Okay. So watch where the flash is. Okay. Watch this picture. Okay. Did you see the light turn on right here? I'll do one more. You see the light turn on right here? This is not where the picture gets taken. So if you take a picture of somebody and they look at the light, which is the natural thing to do, it's going to look like they're side eyes and they're not looking at the actual camera. Because the camera that actually takes the picture is here. This is the camera taking the picture, not the one with the light. So then it's like, what? Oh. So you have to like train people to not look at the light. And so I feel like half of my photos are people looking at the light and not people looking at where the damn camera is, which is just dumb. I get it because they're trying, like they're trying to separate the devices. So I understand why, like from a practical or manufacturing point of view, they did it that way. But I just think it's dumb, right? Somebody says, "Are the glasses waterproof?" I don't know. I mean, I took them on Splash Mountain and they were fine. I don't think they're rated as waterproof. How long can you record videos on the Meta glasses for? I think they're 1080. I don't know. You can look up those specs, but you can record for 1 minute long or 3 minutes long. And then you just have to take a new clip, right? Which is not that big of a deal. So some of these are videos. So here you can see, again, the Meta glasses will kind of deteriorate in low light. But it's not bad, like, what do you expect, right? So, I always thought this is kind of cool because you get like this point of view of me using the priority pass or the Premier Access. This might be the Premier Access one. So like, again, the point of view shots and like people like ushering you around and stuff. It's so cool. You don't get this POV otherwise. So yes, I'm a big shill for this. Again, just like turning it on to take a little footage, or when you're playing those interactive games where you're shooting the guns in the games or whatever. It's obviously going to be a lot harder for you to control or like use both hands and take pictures if you wanted to, right? So, okay, let's get through here. Splash Mountain stuff. That's cool. Go through this together. We saw this. Some of these are just iPhone pictures. Oh, yeah. Food pictures. These are all... let's see here. Go through here. Oh, yeah, there you go. I tried taking pictures with the Meta glasses of the stuff and, like, translating it. It doesn't Japanese yet. Worth knowing that. What else here? You've got... let's see here. More shots, pictures. It's so hot. Lauren's like, damn it, it's so hot. POV shots going through Tokyo Disney. Cool. Oh, there are some cool shots over here. Let me see if I can show you the elevator. This is Meta. Meta glasses right here. Take a look at this. So this is like just getting ready to go on. I think this is Journey to the Center of the Earth, which is awesome. Met you in San Diego when you were running for governor. Oh, welcome. That's super cool. Well, thanks for joining. So again, like just sort of an example of trying to go through here. What is it like? POV wise, going through and like your eyes going through a new experience, like the elevator for Journey to the Center of the Earth. Let's fast forward a little bit. I think I filmed the actual elevator experience here. Yeah. So there's, again, Meta glasses in low light. It works, but it's kind of cool. And it picks up audio great, by the way. If you want to use this as a phone, fantastic. If you're ever just walking around and you want to play music and you don't really want everybody else to clearly hear your music, it's actually pretty good. Like if somebody close to you, they could hear that you're playing music, but the audio quality is great on phones. I'm told that when I use the Meta glasses to make phone calls, that people think I'm holding the phone right up to my ear, which is awesome. This was taken with my phone. I'm just going through my Disneyland Tokyo experience. Max was feeding this. Max loved feeding this duck. We kept telling him not to, but that's all right. Oh yeah, I finally gave Jack a backpack so he could carry his own stuff. But another Meta glasses point of view, I'm holding a bag. We're trying to deal with stuff. I'm holding hand sanitizer for Max. These are shots that you can't get if you don't have them in glasses. Going up Tower of Terror. Anyway, Disney Tokyo, fantastic experience. Whole day was just a real pleasure. And the kids didn't complain at all, which was fantastic about like their there's a lot of walking, obviously, you have to do. Little pictures like this, like Jack happy he's buying something like in Baymax or whatever. It'll just really quickly at the register. You don't want to inconvenience people behind you with like, oh, hold on, let me take my phone out and take a picture. So like, hey, Jack, quick pic, click, done. Awesome. Really fun. So great, really great experience. Oh yeah, my steps exploded, by the way. But not only that, you know where my steps have been like total like ASS? March and April. You know what I was doing in March and April? Why my health scores went up? I'll show you my VO2, by the way. I think that's really cool. Think about for a moment what Kevin was doing in March and April. So this is my VO2 max, which in April and March was so freaking low. I was probably at like the 45 percentile on this. February, it's like at 40, like really bad, like not healthy in my opinion. And just sort of quick shout out to using like a watch to track this. When I finished my flight training, and I actually went back to like being a human again and exercising, you could see that dip there during flight training, which basically started here during flight training. And look at where it sits now. I mean, it's at like 55.7. I think now it's at like, I think the last read is like, look at that, 57.1 on the VO2 max. That's really good. That's like 91 percentile for my age. And I could feel it. When your VO2 is low, you can't even run 2 miles without stopping. Now I could run, 10, 12 miles without stopping and I'm just not exhausted. It's like super chill. That's really great. So, yeah, make sure to track your health. But anyway, that was just a tangent that came up looking at my step track. Oh yeah, there are so many beautiful, just like malls and really great grocery stores or whatever. Really cool. Here's a comparison, direct comparison. iPhone, Meta glasses. I mean, look at the difference. You can't even really tell a difference. And I did that on purpose just to sort of showcase the difference here. When there's proper lighting, it really doesn't matter.
POV is you 1 year ago? Oh my gosh, that is so cool! POV you now. Oh, that is so cool!
He's showing the difference of basically what, and he was saying this for a while, like, oh, that's so cool. Let me make the decision. Let me take out my phone. I go take out my phone. Then after I take out my phone, I gotta, make sure it logs in and take the picture versus the Meta glasses of just the snapshot. How easy it is. Like, the painlessness of using glasses is amazing. And this is where, again, I'm not here to shill the Meta stuff. And I think Japan is worth going to. I'm here more just to say that, like, as an investor, I think these products will be a boom for a lot of different companies. Warby Parker, Microsoft, Apple, they're all going to be using this kind of stuff. And that's where when we look at, them potentially getting into a deeper push into Meta glasses, with this Hypernova release that'll include a small display in its right lens. Basically what this is it'll probably be something that shows like notifications or like little things that I like having, like little widgets that I like. I like widgets like maybe you want to keep the price of Bitcoin up, or maybe the price of the Qs up. Maybe you want a timer. Like I always set timers with the kids, like, go to your room for 3 minutes or whatever, right? Like having that little timer in the corner, having a message notification or calendar reminder notification. This would be like a great thing to have in the corner of these glasses as sort of like augmented reality, if you will. I didn't love this particular area. We walked through the alleys to kind of get there. This again just gives you like a little Meta glasses, again, POV during the day. Me trying to figure out where to go. And then, they've got like the pig cafes over here. where people sit down and I guess they want to like pet pigs or whatever. Too busy, too touristy, too like I get claustrophobic when there are too many people around. They did have hand sanitizer everywhere, which I thought was fantastic. The small towns, the small cafes, the local restaurant. This is so cool too. And walking around smaller towns, I mean, they actually have these little like statues in their yards or like bonsai trees in their yards. It's really cool. Giant peaches and giant Fuji apples, which apparently have nothing to do with Fuji Mountain. But like, look, this is me filming with the Meta glasses, wanting to buy, Fuji apples. And like, I don't know how to speak Japanese, so you just like point at stuff. Apple event set for September 9th. Oh, that's Jobs Day. That's when we get the QCEW revisions. How interesting. And then to go for the peaches as well. But again, like, how do you film this point of view holding a phone? It'd be so awkward. This is not awkward. This is cool. Small little town. Obviously they know tourists are going to come. But whatever. This is some of the best peaches ever too. Like super juicy. I love this. Remodeled East Ventura compound, fully renovated. I'm getting Redfin notifications. Or going to pay, like tap to pay. Again, I would never on a trip have these POVs. Take a shot every time I say POV for point of view. Do I Apple Pay here with my watch, or I don't even remember what I do. Let's find out. Look at that. Apple Pay with my watch. Boom! Because they have Apple Pay everywhere. This is all Meta glasses right here. So I think my VREF's 110. I'm at 113 knots right now coming into land, the jet. And here we go. I think I went a little long on this one. But the runway was plenty long, so it didn't really matter. But it just gives you an example of like that point of view of actually flying the aircraft. And, you don't really get that direct angle. I've got the Insta360 or different angles that I can rotate. You don't really see me doing it, but you can see me going through some checklist items here or whatever. I mean, whatever. Again, so many applications I've found that are so useful for glasses like this that I can't stress enough how much I think there's going to be a revolution in everybody ultimately wanting glasses like this. If I were to go back, I would definitely make an itinerary of going to local Japanese cities that are smaller, going to local theme parks, local restaurants, get out of Tokyo. It's sad that we didn't travel really out of Tokyo, with the exception of Tokyo Disney, which is obviously very commercialized, and then the last day that we were there. Because that was our favorite. That was like, okay, now we can actually see at least some sample of more traditional Japanese food, going to a restaurant that's more traditional Japanese rather than in Tokyo where they're trying to cater to American or like Chinese tourists or whatever. I don't know. So hopefully that helps you. Those are, I guess if I consolidated that, travel out of Tokyo, have glasses, Tap to pay works great. Have cash for some things. You don't need more than like $200 USD in cash, or even probably less, like $100, because there were only 2 times I couldn't pay for something. It was the Ice Cave I needed Japanese yen for, and Disney's tram. That's it. Those are the only things I needed Japanese yen for. Otherwise, you just don't need them. Everyone has tap to pay, which is great. Get a card with no foreign transaction fees. Personally, I recommend you use the Venture X card. If you want, you could use my affiliate link. I encourage you to do that. Go to meetkevin.com/capital1. Meetkevin.com/capital1. Really great because basically it's a bare minimum 2% on everything. Unless, of course, you have Robinhood Gold, then use Robinhood Gold. But you get, I think was it 10x on hotels and 5x on flights, which is huge for traveling. So as long as you travel, huge reward points and very easy to use their redemption portal. Big fan. I was just in Austin, Texas, and for the Robotaxi, to test Robotaxi, and I stayed in a hotel, and I booked it through the Capital One which I've only had the card, Capital One VentureX card. I've only had the card for maybe a month or so, and paid for the $700 night with my points so seamlessly. It was so great. So happy I have the card. It's already paying dividends. And I actually canceled our American Express Platinum, not only my own personal Platinum, but I canceled the House Hack American Express Platinum card because I just feel like the benefits have fallen behind what Chase is doing with the Sapphire card. Like, you should either have the Sapphire, the VentureX card, or the Platinum for travel. Platinum is way behind. So right now it's either Sapphire or VentureX. Those are your travel cards. And if you, daily reward, obviously Robinhood, if you have it. If you don't, you really have to go for a 2X card. 2X card that I love is still either the VentureX or the Citi Double Cash. So I actually got the Citi Double Cash card for House Hack. Now you can't use you can't get a corporate zero fee 2X card. So you just have to apply for it yourself. Where'd I put it? We don't use the card. We just use it online. I know where I put it. Okay. So you don't actually, corporate card doesn't actually have to be a corporate card. Just who's going to be responsible for it? But I'm not worried about House Hack not paying its bills. So I signed up for the Double Cash for House Hack. We only use the Double Cash for House Hack, and it's great because now House Hack gets 2% back. And we don't have to deal with this bull crap. Like with Amex, I got 1.3% cash back on average. And we got Lowe's gift cards. And I'm like, yes, I know I'm gonna be shopping at Lowe's a lot, but what a pain in the butt. Now I have to deal with the gift cards versus just getting cash back. And I would've gotten more cash back. So anyway, little note there on cards. And it gives you kind of a full look into my take on Japan. Hopefully that's helpful.
Why not advertise these things that you told us here? I feel like nobody else knows about this.
We'll try a little advertising and see how it goes.
Congratulations, man. You have done so much. People love you. People look up to you.
Kevin Paffrath there, financial analyst and YouTuber. Meet Kevin. Always great to get your take.